Sunday tea. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm waiting for some of you guys to come out because I'm late, but that's okay. Better late than never. That is the motto. Whew. So sincere. Hello. Me not have no music. It no one play no music for me. You know, so me need my music. Oh, you guys know I love hearts. Hello. Come on, you guys. 1, 2, 3. Today is the topic. And you know what? I would love to see some of the black men come out today. Come out, come out, come out and play. And you guys know I love lots of hearts. They give me fuzzy feeling. And those little blue hands. Come on, I'm waiting for them because I don't see none. I'm coming. I know, you guys, I'm trying to turn your tune on, but it just doesn't. Oh, I know why. Hi, Lee. How you doing? Yes. Look at my hearts. I'm feeling it, you guys. Come on today. Come on, come on, come on. Keep coming, you guys. I'm waiting for you. All of you guys. I can see you guys out there coming one by one, hiding yourself. Hi, Damien. God, I would love you to join in the conversation today. You know I love the hearts. Hearts, I love them. They give me fuzzy, 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 fuzzy feeling. Hi, Candy D. How you doing? Come on, you guys. I'm waiting for you. Today we're talking about the black man. And we're talking about white men, too. We're talking about Indian men. We're talking about men today. We've always given everybody the talk. I don't want to hear myself because it sounds like I'm echoing. That's what I'm trying to say. There you go. No dancing today, just a little music here and there. You guys, it's been a very great week, pleasurable week. Hi, everyone out there. Hi, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. My lip, them red door. So the conversation today is on black men. I seem to be giving a lot of attention to women, empowering women, pushing women, and we can't be without our men. We cannot do anything without men. We can't have babies without our men. We can't love ourselves without our men. We can't do any of these things without men. So we got to give the men some love. And with saying, I find that there is a great percentage of black men that are not doing so well and don't understand why they're not doing so well. And it doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean, you know, they've done something wrong. It just means there's things they're overlooking. They're overlooking. And what we're talking about today is a little bit of sorry guys, I lost my train of thought there for a minute. We're talking about medical illness. Mental illness. Mental illness we're talking about. And we're talking specifically in black men. I do care about all the other men, but for some reason I feel like I have to explain it. The black men is really my worry. I have a black son, black husbands, black friends, and I just noticed there's a huge change in it. And when you're black and you're a man, everything is harder for you. Everything is harder to do. And this is why the topic is so important. Mental illness comes with lack of job. It comes with slavery mentality. It comes with being a father. It comes with lack of education. It comes with a lot of things. And most black men put it behind them. They don't talk about it, first of all, because talking about it, there's a stereotype. It makes them say they're weak. People laugh and say they're crazy. People say a lot of things, but it's not. Stress of not being able to feed a family can cause mental illness. Lacking of reading because you don't have enough finance, enough education, enough of anything can cause that stress. Not being able. Stigma is, yes, you're right. Stigma is another one. And it causes the color of your skin, I would say, is number one. Stress. It's huge. The skin color, being a black man, is very hard in today's world. And we want to let them know that we as black women know what you guys are going through. And we want to let you know that we understand, and we want you guys to understand. I have a few things here that I'd like to read. You guys, again, can start by... another big one is not just the skin color. The skin color is huge, but racism. Racism in America and racism in Canada is very hard for a black man. He can only walk on the street so many times out of a day and be persecuted because of his skin color. Because in the world, it's really bad for men, and they need to understand that the mental breakdown is not. It's not just. It's a whole lot of incident that's causing it, and because black men are so strong-minded, I think that's what it is. They will just know the problem is there, and they'll leave the problem alone. Black men, they don't talk. They refuse to talk about their issues. They refuse to talk about it. They just leave it lying until it absolutely comes to the point where you're down and out on the ground. And we're just trying to stop. Yeah, you don't talk about it. Taboo. Mental illness, don't ever talk about it. Especially when it comes to a black man. Don't talk about it. We have to talk about it. We have to address it. Today I have a wonderful friend here that was willing to share and talk with me through this episode, and to share his opinion as a black man in the community, in Canada, in the world, and to just let you know that those crises is absolutely true. They're not fake. These are actual things that black men are going through. Even when it comes to taking care of their family, a black man don't feel like a man in the home if he cannot support his family. And if he's keep going to get a job, and he's getting laid off, to see his wife or to see his girlfriend or to be the father of those children and trying to support those children and can't make ends meet for the children and the wife, totally makes them feel hopeless. And that feeling hopeless is one of the worst feelings that a black man can feel, especially if his woman makes him feel that she can do everything and he can't move. That brings the mental illness immediately. And you know what? It doesn't happen overnight, but it takes time to develop these things, and they develop and develop. So again, I want my black men out there to realize these signs and to realize the situation, and you know what? To seek the help, because the help is out there to seek. You guys can be better men, stronger fathers. The effect, the psychologist, yes, psychic, search for help. I have David here, and David is going to elaborate a little bit on it. And then I have some material in my hands that I also want to share. I want to see more hearts, you guys, and I want you to talk. And black men, if I have any of you out there, please get yourself involved in this. Get yourself involved in this conversation today, because it's very, very important. So welcome, David. Welcome. Come closer to me. Reach over. Excuse me. Can we have the camera sent over a little bit more? But while a little bit this way. Absolutely. There you go.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, David. And we're talking about, again, mental illness between black men. And it's created through the stress of skin color, the stress of racism, the stress of jobless, the stress of back in slavery days, the stress of just everyday living for a black man. Thank you for the lovely hearts, by the way. I really love those. If you're a black man, can you elaborate to us in today's world how difficult it is in today's world to be a black man, and to let a lot of black women know to be more patient with their men, you know, then as soon as there's a problem or something arises financially or whatever the story is, it's just throw them through the door. We got to take more time to nurture you guys, right?
Yeah.
And you guys got to take more time to be good husbands.
Yeah.
And in order to be good husband, you guys have to be aware that the mental illness is there because of the hardship, the continual challenges in life. And for us to make it, you know, work together and make it better. So tell us a little bit, David.
Yeah, no, I understand the point. Like when you talk about mental illness or mental health, for the case of the black man, it's actually it's brought upon different kind of things, like stress and depression is one of the things. Basically, if you can't find people to talk to, if you can't find people in your community you can confide in and talk to, it's a major case in terms of like it can bring easily stress and depression, which actually can bring like a mental health. I mean, your psyche to be just disturbed all the time. So what happens here is our communities are not brought in together. Like everybody, when they come here, when they get here, I don't care where you come from, but when you, as an African man, when you come here, for the first thing, like some of us who come from Africa, what do you think first is, excuse me, what do you think first is I made it here. So another thing is you don't care about your community anymore. When in the countries where we lived before, we care about our communities. So we actually take care of ourselves step by step. That if anything happens to me, I can go to Althea, like say I'm putting in a position of a man.
Yes.
And then I talk about my personal issues. In this country, we confide in our own houses. So we don't go back to our communities, talk to our own people. We don't even have real friends in this country to confide in.
Yes.
Everybody takes care of their own problems. So that's a major thing. Like when you talk, because for me to talk about issues, to take about issues that cause stress or depression or anything like that, that goes back to understanding the root cause of all that. Because if we don't fight stress, if we don't try to fight depression, we can never fight against mental illness. So what happens here is most of us, when we consult our physicians or our doctors, most of us go back into believing in science. But mental health can be caused by different kinds. But even when you search on your Google, even when you search anywhere, they will tell you the same things we're talking about, depression and stress being the major cause of it. And then we depend more, which we intend to integrate to these communities and try to believe the same way they believe, and to behave the same way they behave. Yet we all know that we're actually different, and we even treat it different in the societies. Yes. So for us to change the way things look in our communities, we gotta come back together. Like I come here and talk to you freely. We gotta be able to have trust in each other, that we can actually bond as a team.
Yes, yes, I agree.
But the moment we disintegrate, the moment we go away, our chain, our link becomes weaker.
It's broken.
Then we're not strong anymore. So the community can't be strong. We used back from where we come from, we used to be strong as a community. When you come here, you become as one person. You can't be self-centered and win this war right here, because this is a fight.
It is absolutely a fight.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good that as a man perspective and a black man's perspective, you're letting them know that the mental illness is coming from the lack of trust and the broken bond.
Yeah.
You understand? Once we come here, we lose our togetherness.
That's it.
It becomes a one-man team, and a one-man team never rules the world.
No, it never.
So, David, as a black man, what could you tell other black men out there to make them become more successful in their home life, in their marital status, in their relationship,
Yeah.
in their jobs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that you don't have the answer to everything, because none of us do.
Yeah.
But as a black man, you must know what it takes you to elevate to that level. Because I know that you've had breakdown before.
Yeah.
It might have not been a mental breakdown, but you've had, we all have.
Yeah.
We've all have stress
Yeah.
to where it leads to panic attacks,
Yeah.
to where it leads to, oh my God, maybe I'll go to the doctor and get a medication.
Yeah.
And the medication
And you start
just
taking antidepressants.
antidepressant, and it goes from one to the other, which now has crippled us.
Yeah.
So the problem that we were dealing with never got fixed
Yeah.
because we took the medication and suppressed the problem. So can you kind of elaborate on how you feel or think that the black men can kind of work through that and not kind of freeze their mind with medication or freeze their mind with let me see, freeze their mind with, because everybody think if it's getting rich, because this is what a black man thinks, if getting rich is going to stop the problem of the poverty, the problem of the lack of stuff, the problem of everything that's happening. We think finance is it, but it's not finance. There's way more than finance.
It's not really. Like I said, I will emphasize my point by saying I'm talking about the community issues. The reason being, when, like, let's say in terms of things like divorce, let's say in terms of things like bankruptcy, where if our communities are not strong enough, if we've not built, let me talk about people like the Chinese, the Indians, who came here and strengthened their bonds. When the Chinese come here, they stick with the Chinese.
Yeah, they strengthen their bonds.
It doesn't matter whether you came from this side of China or from this side of China or Hong Kong or whatever.
Togetherness.
You still build that. With the Indians, when they come here, they actually have taken over the neighborhoods. Yeah, they've taken over the neighborhoods in this Canada. That we have the Chinese community, we have the Indian communities, and we're not talking about just the weak Indian communities. These are strong Indian communities. These people sit over weekends, evenings, and talk about their personal issues. The only person who's gonna be my mentor is a person who understands actually where I'm coming from. We can hire all the doctors, the best doctors in the world, the psychologists in the world, but we never come to a degree where we can be able to set in our mind and say, you know what, this is my point where I can sit back and, you know what, succeed. And so we need to another thing we need to stop is the inferiority complex, because as a black man, you're always on your back foot, like defending to the reason why you were black. So because back in the day, the black people have been dehumanized. Now what we're trying to do is prove to people that we're actually human.
Yes.
So as a black man, they see you for being strong, but you know you're better than that. So for the things like that, if we don't have the communities that actually instill in us some kind of knowledge each and every day, telling us that we can, because you can go home and you talk to your wife every time, and your wife will be telling you how you're stronger than anything else. But if your community is not there to empower you, you can never succeed as one person. So for you to overcome a problem as a mental health, you can't fight by yourself. And when it comes to marriage issues, there's only one thing. We gotta be able to, because one thing that came to us is called equality. So emancipation came to us. But when it came to us, our women took it to another level. That we actually, it's not being equal. Now it's like women taking over in the families. And as men, as black men, we're not used to that. And so, like you see, as you go to a Caucasian family, and they'll be talking about different kind of issues, and the woman might be able to raise her voice, and the man will never say anything. But now we're not used to that. We are lions. We gotta be the kings in the houses. That's how black
And
men
that's
are.
not and that's not happening
That's
anymore.
not happening because of the emancipation. So now, as we go back to our families, we need to realize, that's what I said, when you go to the Indians or the Chinese, they talk to their communities and they strengthen them, instill the same kind of knowledge they got from back at home. For us, when we come here, we want to integrate, like the same way, like I was saying before, like the same way Martin Luther wanted. But this is one weak part. If we don't strengthen ourselves in our houses, in our communities,
in our families,
even the people around us will never respect us. But you can't earn respect when you're mentally unstable. So you need your community. You need your community to be part of you. You need someone. You need your soldiers behind you, because to everyone, if you have a problem, you need someone who can solve it. And even if they're not going to solve it financially, but if I can confide in you, and if you tell me it's going to be okay, you know my wife, you know my father, but if I know that you actually care about me, and that's the thing, we need to be caring upon each other. If the degree of careness amongst the community is less, even when I come to you and I know you're not going to do anything for me, like we don't need the financial support, but you need that mentor. Like the mentor around you needs to be as stronger than the person who came to seek for knowledge. If our community don't have that, the mental health is not going to go away.
But we don't have that.
But we need to build that.
So now this is why.
Yeah.
This is honestly why I come every Sunday. Yeah. And I find different things that's gonna pull us together and in answers. And I find that our black men are weak in knowledge, not in strength. They're weak in knowledge. They have physical strength, but they're weak in knowledge. Yeah. And their mind frame has been taken over by the wrong things. Do you understand? Yeah. And I know that if even one or two out there can listen to what you have to say as a man and put themselves in a different frame of mind, I think we could be a stronger unit in the home, as husband and as wife, as fathers and as mothers. Yeah. I have a few things here you can read to these people out here. You guys, I want you to talk, especially if I have any men out there. I need you guys to talk. We're going to take a break before we come back here because I need you guys to talk. I'm glad for the hearts and all the happy things, but we need, because this is where we're running to, we need you guys to talk. Even if you want to pretend you're somebody that I don't know, it don't matter. I don't have to know you, but I have to know that you're understanding where we're coming from. I want you guys to understand, in order to have a strong unit, the man has to be the leader. He has to take responsibility. And if your mind isn't together, there is no way you're taking responsibility. No. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Hold on to that thought. You know what? Can I turn my song on while we meditate here for a minute? Because you guys aren't talking. You're listening, and I want you guys to talk. I need the black men to talk. Because, again, without our black men, we don't have anything. We're distinct.
No.
We are absolutely distinct without our black fellows. So you guys, you can send me your hearts and all of that stuff, but I need you guys to talk. Communication is the key to success. And if somebody's out there and they feeling the mental stress, there's places and things and people you can talk to. Again, people don't like the idea that they're feeling the way they're feeling, because I'll come back to me in a minute with that thought. I'm going to hold on to it. Hello. Hi, Sharif. How you doing? Whew. This is really, really, really... I'm fantastic, sweet. There you go. I just need to take a break in thought because I really I need all the men out there and even the women, because women, sometimes we make our men and sometimes we break our men. Whether we believe it or not, we do have we do have the power enough to break our men. What I was going to say before I left, I do understand the mental psychic, just overwork. You don't have to, it doesn't even have to be, the mind is a powerful thing. And when the mind gets tired, it just goes on a fritz. Yeah. When the mind is sad, it goes on a fritz. That's just how the body's made up. It's like if we don't feed it healthy, we don't eat healthy, we don't exercise healthy, the body gets on a fritz and it gets tired. Yeah. And then now to deal with everything, all the stress and all that emotional unstableness, we get mental breakdowns. You understand? And it's human. It's not something to say that, oh, he's sick, he's crazy. It's not. It's the mind is tired, the body's tired, and it wants a break. You understand? So we're on the topic of mental health in black men, and I really would like the black men to talk. I'm not saying that you have to tell me that, oh, I was sick and I took pills the other day. That's not what I'm saying. I want to say ask questions so you can get some answers. You can get sent to certain places. You can start to do things in a different way. You can start to go to health. Taking the pills doesn't help.
It only numbs the problem.
It numbs the problems and the pain. And the problem is worldwide.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's true. That's true.
So we have David here today again, and we're talking to David. David's a very intelligent man, smart man, and I know he's been through a few of your stressors. So we can share some of your stressors with the audience, and we can tell how you cope with it. And as well, I've had a lot of stressors myself, and I can talk about how I cured my stressor myself without medication.
I can only tell you one thing. You know already. I've gone through like ups and downs and a different kind of ways. But I've found it like it's heartbreaking. Like in this country here,
it is very heartbreaking.
Even when something happens that actually brings you down, you will be surprised that even the family members will actually isolate you, and yes. they'll look at you like you've caused that to yourself, which is true. Most of our problems will cause them to ourselves, but doesn't mean that I can't have a buffer. Doesn't mean that I can't have someone I can lean on, you know. But so when problems happen, you expect people at least to say, you know what, to call you every once in a while.
Even the ones closest to you.
Exactly. And ask you, is everything okay? But the moment you tell people that you're in a problem, actually the same day you tell them, that's the last day you ever talk to them. I've decided to disassociate myself with some of my friends just because of the same reasons. Mm-hmm. It's like some of them start talking about me outside the community, and they say, this is what happened, and they knew more than what was happening in my life than myself. Do you
find that, sorry, I didn't cut you, but do you find that when you're down in the dumps, that's when everybody wants to kick you? Like they just want to break your ribs further?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, let me lift them up or let me do something for good thoughts. Yeah. It's just as soon as you're in that way and that place, they just want to make it worse. Continue. I'm so sorry.
Most definitely. So, but the thing is, you gotta sit. Like for me, I found a zone that I could sit in, and I say, you know what, this is my zone. I could just sit in a place and just read, and I end up like reading a lot. Some people don't do that. Some people end up using drugs or becoming alcoholics. And as a matter of fact, like I drink on occasionally, but throughout that period, I quit alcohol. It's actually just been like 6 months ago that when I started going out with my friends, I started drinking again. But after that, after that period of time, I took my time off. I sat myself down because I realized that even the people who are closest to you, you can even call them, and they won't. Sometimes they don't even answer their phone calls. They used to call you all the time, but they don't answer the phone questions anymore. So I realized that actually out of our communities, and I consulted because I had different friends. I had Indian friends, Chinese friends, and they said, "Oh, if we," and then some guys would tell me, "If you were Indian, I could take you to my." They call them, I think, the Buddhas or whatever they call them, and he will counsel you up. He will talk to you, and you'll be okay. Mm-hmm. And then for us, we don't have a community that's strong that you can go back to. I don't have my sister that's strong.
And now I'm realizing. Yeah. Now, you're bringing up some great points here. Yeah. And I'm realizing with the Muslims and the Hindu. Yeah. If you notice, they do not do nothing without God. Yeah. And they do not do nothing unless it's in an abundant. Yeah. So if they're praying, they pray together. Yeah. Not one, but thousands of them. Yeah. Now there's got to tell you, there has to be something to let us know that we as black, we need that focus. Yeah.
You need the spiritual being.
We need the spiritual being, and we need the trust and the support of each other. It's impossible for us to unite without that.
Yeah, so if anybody's going through like a depression or stress, and to be honest, I understand. Like I understand what you're going through, and at the end of the day, I know you can overcome that. But there are not so many people out there who are strong, who can actually overcome. Basically, when you are a black man in this country, because you don't have so many things to turn to, and you don't have a family background that actually, most people are fortunate enough that they have their families, brothers, sisters, and fathers
that would fight for them, right?
But some of them, they even have the same relatives who don't even care, and they say, well, I have my own problems, and I won't even be able to just put them in the same pile as yours. So at the end of the day, you're on your own. So we need to form something that is much more stronger than we can imagine. That at least, like most people, when you talk about forming a group or forming a community, they start talking about the financial being. But financial, I mean, should come last. When we're talking about finances, it should come last. Most black communities today have failed just because they put finances first.
And it's true.
When we all came here, the reason why they put their finances first is when we all came here, we came to have a better life.
Yes.
Have jobs.
Yes.
But we forgot that if you lose your roots, if you lose your ground,
you lose yourself.
You lose yourself.
And you lose your mental stability.
And you'll be like the same saying that some Caucasian friends use, like you are 2 paychecks away from being a homeless.
Absolutely.
And basically, if you actually, this thing is, with these jobs like a black man, you're always standing on the edge. You can easily lose your job. That's why, for my case, right now I work for myself. I've been fortunate enough, like for the past 2 years, I started up working for myself, and we started getting contracts and that. Like we're not doing too good, but not too bad at the same time. But at the end of the day, if we talk about integration, like how we can integrate with the white people, how can integrate with Indians, how can integrate with the Chinese. But it's the white people
trying to integrate with us. That's the problem.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for that.
Yeah, but
they're not fighting for it for us.
No. Understand? And the same way you put that point up, that's exactly how it's happening. Unless we strengthen us, nobody wants a weak link. That's one thing you need to understand.
And we're a weak link.
Yeah,
we are the weak link.
Yeah.
We are the weak link.
For us to be needed, like Vancouver, half of Vancouver is bought by China. You know what I'm saying? Half of Vancouver is bought by China. They need them here. Even whoever comes and talks about them, they say, you know what? They them come. They're the investors because they are needed.
Money.
So at the end of the day, they build their strength. Because I remember reading a book about Mao Zedong. They used to call them. They used to call Master Mao Zedong, the chairman Mao Zedong. He built China from scratch. He's actually he was a very poor village from where he came from. He fought wars to bring China, even when the Chinese don't appreciate him today. But I guarantee you, he brought China where China is today. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't require us to be rich to build a community. It requires to be together to build a community.
And I find I am so, sometimes I get so angry. I get so angry because I feel like you can talk and you can talk and you can show them, but we won't get a grip. We won't come together.
Yeah. But
like there's no but. We talk.
The thing is,
we talk.
Yeah, I'm sorry cutting you short, but this is what it is. Actually, I had an argument no more than 2 weeks ago with my sister when she was talking about the community, the Ugandan community where I come from, and this is what I found out. The communities are not going to be built by words, but at the same time, they're not going to be built by other people but us. So when we start pointing our fingers to other people, then we're losing our communities. So if you think that the changes are to be made, don't point at anybody.
Point it at myself.
Point at you. So if you think the black community needs to be stronger, be strong yourself and start pulling others to become as strong as you think you are. If you're driving a positive knowledge, people will find out that your knowledge is positive and they will go with your knowledge. If where you're going has no direction, eventually people will lose track and they will stop following you.
Absolutely.
But if the gospel you're preaching is good gospel and it has some action in it, then our gospel is going to spread, and before you know it, these communities right here. And for me, I was overview back 2 years ago. I was overview, and I'm like, these communities, the Jamaican communities, the Ugandan communities, the Nigerian communities, the Ghanaian communities, those shouldn't even exist.
It should be one.
We should have just one community, the black community. And when we do have the one black community,
say it again. Let them know out there it's not 10.
Because
it's one.
Everybody who starts communities here, they start them on a monetary gain.
A monetary gain.
If you start a community on a monetary gain, you will never succeed. I guarantee you that. If you start something just because you want to gain money, you will never succeed. You have to take yourself out of that spirit of earning. And they say, you know what, this is what I'm supposed to do. Today, we are not on this program. And we're saying, you know what, we got to drive this forward today. And you do this every Sunday. Mm-hmm. Nobody's paying you.
No, they're not.
So if you do this today, and you keep on doing it, you get big 2 years from now, or 1 year from now, you've done something that is supposed to be done to start anything. Because you're not doing this for monetary gain. You started this because this is your passion. You're like, I need to pull my black community together. Now, when you do that, nobody can do it better than you've done. That's one thing I can tell you. But the moment we start these little communities I've talked about, the Ghanaian, the Nigerian, we start boasting of how much money we have,
and we start segregating.
That means the community is destroyed already. There's no sanity in it, and there's no oneness in it. Whew. There's no love in it.
Talk, brother, talk, because you're a brother and you need to let them know. So
at the end of the day, these communities can be strong, because if you lose $1,000 when we're building this community will break down. Because it's based on the monetary gains.
Yes.
So we need, the moment we take that out and we start coming in, it's like we come in and congregate here every Sunday or every Saturday, and we keep on coming without even asking for anything. At the end of the day, the spirit of gain will go away, because I have a full-time job, but I gotta come here to build my community. We sing our own song, we dance our own music, we play our own drums, and we revolve our own communities. Now the mental illness thing will go away. Because the thing is, the moment happiness is in place, the moment I can tell my problem any day, we won't have any problem.
Jesus Christ. Hear the words. Hear the words. We're going to take a break, you guys, and read. Let's read a couple of these questions. Cynthia says, the brother is speaking the truth. He absolutely is, because I feel it in here. The other question that she said is such a real joy listening to him. So she said it was a real joy listening to you, which is, she's telling me it was great to listen to you.
I appreciate.
And I guess there's a question for you. You want to ask her a question? Because we want to know, for all these people that are enjoying what you're saying, we want to know the changes that they're going to make. We want to know how they're going to contribute to make us to have a better community. We want everybody to contribute somehow to make us go to where we're going. And we have to try to make because I don't want to come off the mental illness with the black men, because I think the black men is the foundation of us.
Exactly.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
The black man is the foundation of a black woman.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, not that I'm saying he can't have a white wife or a Chinese wife, but we have to let them know that. But we're just saying they are the foundation, and we love them.
Yeah.
And we want them to know that we love them.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, guys. Come on. We want you guys to come on and get in the conversation, please. I'm going to take another break because I give you guys a chance to think, get some thoughts, and send me some hearts. I want hearts. I love hearts. I love hearts. You guys can take a break and go outside and come back. Just me here. They're taking a break. Hi Tamika, how you doing? Nice to see you out here watching us. Michelle. Hi Michelle Johnson. How you doing? Love the support every day, you guys. Love everybody coming out and supporting us. I just really need the black men to strengthen their mind and their hearts. It is. It's not about money, you guys. We make enough money every single day, and most of us can't even show it. So it could not be about the money. Black men are our king, as we are their queens. Yes. But we need to let them know. We need to... All right. You guys, I'm playing one more time, and then you guys got to come in. I have a black man here today to explain his view and his value of the mental health issue, of his way as being a black man in Canada over here, and how hard it is. He find that it's not easy, so he's here to share some more of his thoughts, and I'm here to listen. And all the black men out there should come on in, tune in, and join in. There we go. Thank you, guys. We're back. We just like to take a break here and there to
use things up.
Well, go ahead. I'll let you do it, David. Bring it up, and then we can elaborate on it.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We're here to share the thoughts, and it's about men, so mostly about men, because we always bring women's issue, and we don't bring black men issue. So Michelle says, black men are our kings, and we are their queens. And I said to her, I totally agree, but we have to start to treat them like it. So sorry. This always happens to me. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm going to let David take over for a minute. David, excuse me. You can go ahead and address those questions, and I'll be back in to address it. Go ahead. Take over, sweetie.
All right. No problem. So I've been told that there's support out there for black men. And we got some doctor referrals. What is it called? Mental health. Yeah, the mental health societies that can help our brothers who are suffering with mental health. I had some counseling activities going on, and with some food, diary, working out. Like we got recreational centers that we can actually visit, and the price will be subsidized just because of your issue. But some of those things that we've not been aware as black men. So we understand where you're standing, and we understand that these kind of things can be addressed. But at the end of the day, if we don't strengthen ourselves, nobody else is going to strengthen us. Every system out there, guarantee you, that is set to weaken us. It has to break us down. It has to make sure that our masculinity is just broken down each and every day. So to those who are listening out there, this system is not designed for you to win if you don't want to win. Because as a black man, you are on the other end of the stake. So if you don't grab yourself a little harder than anybody else, we can't even win at any day. Because these societies these communities that we're planning on developing today, we're putting together today, we want to make sure that these communities are non-financial based. Like you don't come here for financial gains, but we want to build the communities that are actually trying to empower our own. Now, when a black man starts a business, instead of me going somewhere else, I would rather come to a black man's business and in support. So if the community is strong enough to do that, we're not going to care where you come from. As long as you carry what I eat, I'm going to come to your store and I'll be buying your products. So it doesn't matter what you do. And some people will have that inferiority. Like, yeah, I'm a black man in Canada. But even if we are 1,000 people in Calgary as black men, if we support your business every week, if you got traffic of 200 black people in every week in your store, your week is going to stay. If we support your business, 200 of us every week, the business is going to stay. But nobody else is going to empower us except us. So at the end of the day, we need the love. We need those people. Like I've seen some comments down here. I've seen Madam Cynthia. So we're always asking, how are you going to help our community? And how are you willing to put in all the effort that we need? So we can't do anything better except as a team. Even as the mental health is affecting us, we still need our women to be behind us. Because, as a lion, it's easy to break you down. So at the end of the day, we need your support. And we need all the strength from all people. But mostly, our black women.
Welcome back. Sorry, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm allowed to disappear. Okay, do we have any questions? What's going on out there? Black man. Okay, we got that. And Michelle says, good evening, Althea. Okay, so we don't have any more questions. So I left, so I don't know where we left to. What's our what are we talking about now?
No, I was just giving out some handouts for different kind of support groups. Cynthia seemed to be just coming online right now. I asked her how she could support the system, because if we don't have enough support, we can talk the talk. But if we don't work in it, it's just a talk. So we'll leave it as it is. But
so there's a we can address some of the questions right now. Yeah. She said, read that.
These are not questions. They seem like comments. I agree. Okay. Suicide is on the right side of the community. Something needs to be done. If anybody has any question out there that needs to be asked, you can ask me anything you want. There's nothing personal when it comes to community. We are all the same, and we are one. If we don't strengthen ourselves as a group, and we always think as self-centeredness is the weakness to any developing community. Even to the people you see today, I can give you a story of a Belgian king back in the day. He's actually never been convicted, even when he died. But when he went to Congo, they sat down as a community, or by then the European community, and they gave him so much power. But he couldn't execute the powers by himself. So even as a king, I need some followers. Even as you are queen, you need a king in your own house, but you can't work by yourself. Your house might be having it. Like I said, I told my wife this one time, and I said, I can be as strong, but if all the people around me are weak, that makes me weaker. So we need the team. We need a team to start up, and we just don't want to say words. We can talk the whole day. I'll give Althea the podium to speak. But we can talk all day about our mental problems, about our healthy problems. Some of the problems are not even addressed. Like we're talking earlier, and they said there's some some men who are about 40, who are black, who have never even gone for prostate cancer tests.
Yeah.
And so you think that you see that and you think it's just a simple thing, but it's just the inferiority. You gotta be aware of what's going around you. Some people don't even. I do test every year on myself.
And there's a stigma.
And so the moment you don't do it, you don't even know what's gonna kill you. So as a black man, you need that, because how are you gonna be able to support your family year on, year off, if you don't even know your mental situation? So we need all that.
There's some questions out here, and I don't know. I think they're for you. She's the question was from Cynthia, and Cynthia said something needs to be done after the other one. Can you reintroduce yourself? Who are you working with? And then she said, I missed the first
part of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead, David. You can read.
My name is David Chiboka. Actually, I come from Uganda. I don't represent anybody. I just came up here and I represented my story. I talked to one of the ladies. One of them is Althea. Another one is Faith. And I said this needs to be done. And it's not because I work for an organization or anything.
Well, let me explain to them what happened.
Yeah.
David doesn't work for an organization at all. David is a man that comes to different trends and cuts his hair. David is my client. Yeah. And over the last couple of years, David has had parties and David has been involved in certain different things. And I got to know David. And when he comes in to cut, there's a lot of my customers that I sit down and I talk to and I build a rapport with. Because again, to keep your customers is to know your customers. Yeah. And, sometimes David would come in and we'd sit and we'd get into deep conversation. And I find that David is deep and he's very intelligent. And I find that he's been through a lot of things in his life. And he could probably share, because some men don't want to come up and say, well, I get checked for prostate cancer, or I've had a mental breakdown, or the stress in Canada is too much. The behavior in Canada with the community is too much. Like, a lot of them don't want to talk about it. They don't want to come together. And so I was talking to David this afternoon while he came in for his haircut. And I said to him, David, I feel that in the black men, I believe that it's a mental capacity while they're not stronger, and I feel like we need to address it. And you, as a black man and an African black man, can understand what I'm saying as coming to Canada and your whole world has changed. And what he sees in the community that's eliminating us from being successful. And it's from a man's point of view, because I can talk for a man, but I'm not a man, so I can't. I'm not a black man. I know as a black woman the struggles I face as a black woman and the things that I would like to change and what I've gone through, but I can't say it on a black man's perspective. Yeah. So I spoke to him and I said, David, I love your shirt. Can you please come back and join me on Sunday tea? And David is having tea actually today. Yeah. And we're talking. So this is how David come. David doesn't work for anyone. David just has the love for his community, the same way that I have the love for the community, and want to see us stand up strong, healthy, and vibrant. And I know that we're capable of it. It is in us. But it takes one to teach another, for another to teach another, and it's a chain reaction. And we have to start somewhere. Exactly. And this is where we've started. So yes, this is how we came about. Again, you guys, I said I love hearts, and I love those little handy thingies, and I'm not seeing any. It's like I got you guys' tongue. I don't want to have your tongue, but I want you guys to realize that the black men are carrying a lot of stigma. They are carrying a lot of weight. The weight for black men in today's world is heavy. It is heavy on them, and it weighs them down, and it leaves them no space for the family. It don't leaves them any attention span for the wife. It doesn't leave the attention span for the kids, because the weight is so heavy. Again, as David said, it's not financial is our problem.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's the lack of togetherness.
Yeah.
So we have to start by working on it, and I'm hoping that this is going to help a few of us in the community and a few of us away from the community for us to pull together and make us better, stronger people and better husbands.
Yeah.
You know, when a man is contented in his kingdom and he's happy, and I'm not saying they're not going to have stress. No. We're human, and the world is made up of stress. But we're subject to stress. Yeah. But if we can eliminate it to a more balance, then we're going to have more black men functionable, right? There's you can read that and see if it's your question or mine, and we can address it. What time do we have, sweetie?
It's a comment. Mental health is an important topic. Well done, Althea. Opening this discussion. I'm listening and looking to learn more. Thanks to you both.
You're very, very welcome.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's Mackie. Hi, honey. How are you? Miss you. I'm going to call you. I promise. I have tried to call you, and I don't know where you are, but I miss you. I love you, and I've been thinking of you. We all have been thinking about you, sweetheart. And yes, this is really, really necessary. We need to bring awareness to our men and to the reason why their behavior. Because I find that what's going on is a lot of people are saying black men are a piece of, I'm not going to use the S word, or they get into a relationship with the black man and things turn the opposite way. I've got to notice too, a lot of black men leave their family because of the mental breakdown and there's no talking. Nobody's talking about
Nobody's
it.
communicating.
Nobody's communicating.
Yeah, and that's sorry to cut you short, but that's a major part of the relationship.
Yes.
People think that love is like it should just be love for marriage, but they should be there. There should be love and respect to have a good marriage. So the companionship, the friendship you have, the respect you have towards each other, that's going to keep you. Like, because you can be as strong as you want. As a man, I can be as strong as I want. But if I don't have a woman beside me who respects and understands the values of a man, if I don't understand my woman and understand that I have values and respect at the same time, we're never gonna have a good relationship. So that kind of commitment we have between each other is what is going to strengthen us. So we have the communication that even in a bad situation, none of us should go mute just because the situation just got so bad. If we can talk it through, but like I said, we're taking right now what they call, black men used to be like eagles. That's how we used to be. Like where I come from, families used to have one gentleman in my neighborhood used to have had 3 women. He passed away two years ago. Had 3 women. But like I said, black men used to meet like eagles. So when we met, we never quit. When we came to this culture here, and then our mindset changed. Like I said, because we want to integrate. Black men always want to integrate. We always want to belong. That's exactly what they want. We always want to be in that position where it is softer for us for the landing. Mm-hmm. So we always want soft landing. We don't want to go back to re-revise where we came from, to strengthen where we're going.
But that's where the problem is coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to revise.
So the bold cultures today are the one that is leading us to all the divorces you see in the black communities. Mm-hmm. It's just because I don't believe in a relationship. It's not because I didn't believe in a relationship from where I came from, but from where I am right now, the divorce rate is high. It's so high. It's high. So it's almost like a natural kind of life they live here. That divorcing is just something as simple as that. But for black men, the problem is when you actually have a separation or divorce in your relationship, it impacts you more because the people you want to integrate with, they've been here. I'm not going to say they belong here, mm-hmm. but they've been here. They built all their bondage here. They built all their relationships here.
Absolutely.
So even when after divorce, they have someone to talk to. You, as a person who came here as a black man, when you divorce, you've lost your partner. The person who's been your friend, the person you've been confiding in. So, and then she has what you heard, but now you don't have anything, and you don't even have anybody to talk to.
And it's I don't mean to cut you. Yeah. It is funny because there is so much men that don't have anybody at all.
Yeah.
To talk to with this when they get a breakdown.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody, so they lock themselves and they turn to either sex as an addict, alcohol as an addict, outsiders, drugs, not looking after the children. They turn to everything else than to seek help and the community. You guys, we've been up here for a long time, and this is a great long video, and we didn't want to do that, but it was really, we needed to address it. Cynthia said,
you should become a pastor or leader. You speak wisdom. That's what you should say. You say, brother, you should become a pastor or leader. I'm not willing to become a pastor. I can become a leader, and I appreciate actually that. But I can become a leader, but not a pastor.
And I can
never become a pastor.
You know what? It was a pleasure to have you, David. I'm so happy that you would stop by and share your thoughts and your opinion and your mind frame. And I hope we've changed a lot of men. I wish they were around to watch it. But for the men that didn't watch it, please share the video. Go ahead, watch it, and take what you can get from it. It was a fantastic thing to have you here. The video is way too long, but it's a great thing. It's very informative. So we're gonna say goodbye for now because we've been here for a very long time and our time is up, but we can have a part 2 if you guys want to hear David talk some more. You guys can put right underneath the box and put part 2 David, or I would like to have a part 2 with mental issue for black men, part 2. If you guys like it, I would bring it back. Anything that will help our culture to become one and to pull us together, we will do. So we're going to take off and leave you. David, you can say thank you and goodbye to the people.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Yeah.
All the time. And David bought me beautiful roses. Thank you, David. No problem. And that's what a man does. He looks after his sisters. He looks after his friend. It doesn't matter. You bring them flavor all the time. This is what men do. And this is what I want to see out of my black men. We need to respect our black men. And black men, you need to respect our black women exactly under every situation. Let's pull together and work together as one. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Cynthia, for being there.
You need my music. I don't have it. I don't know where my music is. I'm done. I love you guys. Bye.